again, folks. I noticed you were having a good day, and it's time to change that. Today, I'd like to talk about delayed gratification in relationships. So, one of my own personal mistakes is believing in that, a lot of the just rampant lies people will tell you that, like men are more attractive in their 30s or whatever, or your best years are ahead of you, dude. Just keep on keeping on, and eventually you'll stack up enough resources, and then in your 30s you can enjoy the developmental milestones that you should have accomplished in your teenage years. Then, surely then, when your body is rotting away from you, out from under you, when you can feel yourself decaying into absolute nothingness, then the world will be ready for you, and you'll be this wide, wonderful creature. So, delayed gratification as a strategy does not always work. You do not have infinite time in this world. Your value as a human being does not increase over time. No matter what anyone says, they're lying. And, the best strategy, you're not going to be more prepared to have children when you're 30 than when you're 18. In fact, odds are you're going to be less prepared. And this goes for both men and women. This is one of the biggest lies and one of the biggest pieces of bull I ate up as a kid. And, I, as someone who is naturally attracted to the concept of delayed gratification, who, early on in life I realized the power of just having enough willpower to hold back and how good that could be just for, all sorts of other things in life. So I thought, of course, that might apply to something like, I saved myself for marriage. I'm a 35-year-old frickin' virgin. I have made some horrible mistakes, and, it is what it is. But, learn from this old, cringy, millennial, waste of oxygen. Do not make that same mistake, no matter what. There is no benefit to delaying the gratification of love and relationships, just flat out, period. No matter what anyone tells you, you are not suddenly so much more attractive to women in your 30s, because by the time you're 30, you realize it's a bunch of single mothers that are coming after you that want a paycheck and they don't feel like working anymore, and it's too tough for them to do it all themselves, and daddy government isn't paying you for anything. And that's the reality of dating in your 30s. It's either, women that are mentally disturbed that are going to ruin your peace, or it's going to be single mothers that are looking for a meal ticket. No one is interested in you as a person because you don't provide anything as a person. As a man, you are a human doing, not a human being. And yeah, if you want, you can have Chad's, sloppy, ruined leftovers that he doesn't want anymore. If that's your, big goal in life, then you can go and get it. You can go and get that bag, brah. But for anyone with any actual morals, standards, and abilities, that should be innately disgusting to you. I hope it is, at least. I don't know if it is, but I hope you as a person find the idea of settling down with a single mother or someone else's used goods I've come to early as absolutely degenerate. And there is no real fix for this. Because society told you, and because the modern motifs told you, well, me at least in this case, let's be honest here, that reclining back, stockpiling your resources, being in a better position is going to, have better options for you growing up or growing later into life. You're gonna bloom up. It'll be great. It's all bull. If I wanted a relationship, I should have done it when I was 18 and just dealt with the consequences and figured out how to, finances are one thing, but in love, it's just simply not the case. Do not make my freaking same mistakes. Not a wise decision. But, there are things that are not universal in this world, and they usually involve money. So, delayed gratification just happens to be one of those things. And I was doomed from the start. I'm manlet, and I'm ugly, so it doesn't really matter what I did either way. I would not have found any sort of satisfactory romance, period. Maybe I could have manipulated someone into sticking around and then Stockholm syndrome them until the day they die. One of us died, right? That would have been that's my optimal rosy fairy tale condition, is doing something atrocious like that to another human being. And while I'm not above doing something like that for my own happiness, I would prefer not to. I mean, let's be honest, guys are not above really anything as far as relationships are concerned. It's all about getting that coonie, but, you know, yeah, the whole trying to do the right thing, trying to set yourself up in the right position, having delayed gratification and all of that. If you're someone that wants relationships and wants kids and wants the family, get it done in your teenage years. Like, poke a hole in a condom if you need to. Figure something out, because at the end of the day, at this age, it's just a wash. And yeah, I haven't even tried, and there is no point to try, because, you know, women are married to the government. Like you're cheating on the government basically if you like take one of the government's woman. Then the woman will, if she believes that you're the husband of the house, you know, she'll cheat on you with the government, and that's what divorce is. I explained that in a previous video, but, you know, no matter what, I wouldn't recommend going for it, but I would say the worst outcome is thinking you can delay it. And this goes for both men and women. Like, if you really want it, if it's something you need, like a partner, or your Maslow's hierarchy of needs fully fulfilled, not just food and shelter, but also intimacy, then you 100% need to get it done before 25. Like, 25, I would say, is the cutoff point for a man, where at that point you might as well just give on up. Like, embrace your inner wizard. The powers are magnificent. You'll be able to do all sorts of things that you wouldn't be able to otherwise. So just embrace your wizarddom at that point. But, you know, for the vast majority of people, like, they don't think about delayed gratification, and at least in romances and all of that, it's actually the superior decision. I love incense, by the way. But I did not make the right decision here, you know, and that's one of my personal failures in life, among many. And like any other human being, I am a combination of my failures. I am not the result of all of my successes, I am the result of all of my failures. And, you know, I am the result of the things I failed to attain and could never attain, and probably should never attain realistically, but, you know, that's neither here nor there currently. I came here really early, dude. I thought I would have more. Am I gonna have to wait like a full 5 minutes on this cycle? Oh god, what have I done? But yeah, I really like the fertile spell with the upgrade for ultra compost, because I guess I can look through my collection log while we talk here and wait for this to grow. But yeah, let's see, so what have I actually killed even on this account? Nothing much yet. The crazy archaeologist, heck yeah. And Dagonoth kills, heck yeah, at 9 KC, by the way. Spoon and Fight Caves, yeah, I did this once way back. And this is my log at 250. I did a couple of normals just to unlock this. I know I said I was going to go to 400, but I kind of want to wait until I have rigor at least to do that, because it doesn't make much sense to do it right now. After thinking about it a little longer, I haven't killed Groidar yet. I've killed some giant mole when I did the Elite Falador diary, just because, you know, I wanted some mole parts, see how it is. I'll go spend some serious time there later. 127. Love it. Love it. I haven't done the Inferno yet. Calfight Queen, 14 KC head. Yep. I'm not ever going to kill Kraken, I don't think, on this account. That's getting blocked pretty soon. What's my Skitzo looking like? 13 kills, bunch of stuff. No pet. Oh well, I'll live. And yeah, this is the next target. I can't wait to start doing Zora. And I've done no raids. Clues. I've completed a single beginner clue for some reason. I completed some easies because I thought I might enjoy clues, and guess what? I don't. I've completed 76 mediums, not a single boot. I'm not sure what the rate is. I think I'm still not even dry on boots, so it's fine. 112 of these, though. I've completed every single one I get just because I wanted to get an entire set, and I have an entire set now. I don't care about the shield. And yeah, this is a bunch of random stuff. Elites, I have done 0. Masters, I have done 0, because I don't think there's even anything I want here. Like, besides, like, neat, nerdy cosmetics, I don't think there's anything I really want. yeah, there's nothing. And then mini games, yada yada, you get it, skilling outfits and all the rest, who cares. Then other, let's see, aerial fishing, I have that. All pets, I have 2. Unlift and the Guardians of the Rift pet. Camdozel, I'm not doing that. I've got a single giant champion scroll. My herbs are still not done. I've done nothing in the Chaos Druids. I haven't done the Elite Diary yet. I'll bother with it later. I have a bunch of these from stuff for alchemy and Cyclops, as everyone's done. And then this is sad, but I'm gonna do a bunch of these soon. Hopefully I get something. And I don't know about monkey backpacks, but I've completed Motherlode mine stuff. I've got all that. I have mined some shooting stars, I just haven't got anything. Notice, what's my Slayer log look like? This should be pretty nice. Crawling hand, I need a bunch of stuff. I've already gotten 4 mauls, jeez. Granite longswords, I think this is all from the boss. And then, yeah, I'll get one of those soon. That's gonna be easy. I probably should get a harpoon too. I know I've gotten some worm task, I just haven't gone and done it. And I do have the 1 blood shard I have. I'm saving that for Serb, so that's gonna be interesting. Dude, these herbs still are not pickable. I have failed. And I've actually gotten so many shield left halves. And these, when I do tutorial skipping, I use the invoke on this item, what's it called, Skull Scepter, to be able to get there quickly, and I like to force doing tasks there. I got a second enhanced crystal teleport, by the way, by accidentally clicking on an elf as I was passing by. That felt pretty good. I don't need shards, but I probably will need shards someday, so it's not a bad idea. But yeah, delayed gratification is a rigged game against time, and you should definitely not wait. I don't know why I thought it would somehow improve over time if I waited. It really is crazy though, because most things, they increase with value over time. As a man, your like bank accounts and all of that increase with value over time, but it just is going, like, all the good partners are gone, and it's just going to make you more of a target for these predatory people who are going to try and do things that are going to harm you rather than help you. Alright, we're back on track now, folks. We're going to finish the herb run and finish the talk. And yeah, and if you get to the point where, you're at this stage, it's time to just consider a life alone. Like, for me, it was over before it began, which is fine. I can be bitter and jaded and all of that, and then I'll just play my video games. I've got my anime waifus, and the future and the solutions to all of this at the end of the day is always going to be just AI. Like, you can already set up your own AI chatbot in a couple years' times. Home computers will be able to run one, and you can train it and interact with it however you want. So, at the end of the day, I just have to simply wait, and it's too late at this point. You have a very small timing attack, basically, as a man, where you can succeed in romance and life in general. At least, if you consider life, fulfilling all of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And if you fail at that, it's just time to, throw in the towel and then figure out what you're going to do besides that. And that's where I'm at. And, it does suck, but, life is suffering. And then as the, Heart Sutra goes, I'd highly recommend researching the Heart Sutra, by the way, if you hadn't. It's very calming, but, it basically says, well, the important part of it is basically the void is nothing and nothing is the void, so everything is nothing, right? And, universally that's true, because you can imagine a time that was, how things were before you existed, right? Everyone knows that before they existed there was at least something, unless, of course, you're God or the unmoved mover, right? But, so if that time before you existed was free of suffering, then consciousness is suffering. But there are periods where you're not suffering while you're conscious. So the form is the void is the form, as I believe the Heart Sutra puts it, although it's in a different language, so it's like translated, but that would be like the kind of conceptual meaning that it goes. And so because of that, Suffering is indeed not suffering. While suffering, nothing really matters ever, And you might be saying this all sounds like it's kind of pointless dribble, because by this logic, nothing really matters. And that is exactly the point. Everything is transient. Nothing really matters. So, at the end of the day, your decisions all amount to basically, pissing in the wind. And it's a depressing fate, but that's the reality of the situation. And I'm sorry this one was a little bit of a longer one where I ran on some tangents, but I messed up the herb run. I can't be helped. You have a good day. Peace.